Well, my name is Gaby. I was in the Jakarta cohort in 2020, and I am here doing pottery in the city, kind of like a random thing to do. The cohort actually helped me a lot to discover that this was something that I wanted to do full time. My family has been doing ceramics in general for my dad has been doing it for about 30 years or so. So with pottery, it's something that we've been doing for a long time. It's in the family, but never on this scale, never on a more artistic and fun way of doing it, I guess. And I think it's just one of those things where you experience something and you just know that it's for you. But I used to work in a very corporate background, worked in office hours. So for me to switch to this was something that was kind of scary at the same time. And it was around the time I started to join Resource Global, actually. Tanakita is kind of founded on the idea of education and kind of highlighting things that Indonesia is known for. There's a lot of aspects that in regards to ceramics that Indonesia is known for, but is not really well known everywhere else, So we were kind of making sure that we created an educational place, a place for a safe community to explore that and kind of highlight the things that we can do here along the way, yeah. Resource Global, I've been hearing it a lot, partly because of Grace. She talks about it a lot, and I've heard from past alumni that they've joined. But when I did, I wasn't really that curious. I was I know about it, but I've never really dove into it. I went to Biola and I studied business as well, so I assumed that it was kind of more or less very similar, an integration between your faith and your career. But I figured when I first joined, I was quite surprised that it was not like that at all. It was much more developed, it's much more advanced, it's much more honed in on your faith, and it's not just here's a verse and how do you apply it in your life, But it's more real life application. You're listening to stories from real life people with experiences. So that was something that was very different and very enlightening, and especially to hear from people from different industries and how it applies all together. That was the thing that changed my perspective the most. I think I was in that transition phase between corporate and doing this, and leaving that corporate life was something that was kind of scary. I was leaving this sense of stability and sense of structure and something that was more comfortable. Jumping into a position of leadership and somewhere an industry where I don't really have that much knowledge in. I had to learn from zero, so it was really scary. Definitely the best decision I've ever made. And I have to thank my cohort to help me feel comfortable enough to fully step into it and actually have the courage to work through it, yeah. Not gonna lie, the past year or two has been one of the hardest years that I've experienced, both in the workplace and at home. But it's also things that, looking back, I feel I was well equipped for it. Not just with my experience with Resource Global, but also any difficulties and challenges that I faced. It really has helped me to look forward and be able to tackle the past year or so, which I have to say was a very difficult season. I think my mentorship during Resource Global has helped me a lot too on how to look at my situation in a more bird's eye view, to step back and assess. And so my mentor is Grace Tahir. She really helps me a lot. She's a very calm person. She was very calm with me and very helpful. So bringing that into whatever problems I had was something that helped a lot, because I used to panic, okay, what's the fastest way to tackle this? Where she's okay, step back, let's see what's going on, and then pull on the knowledge or the things that you've learned and experiences. What does your gut tell you? So she really did help me in making sure that I kind of believed in myself and believed in what I learned, and not kind of forget all of the things that people has taught me, whether it's from books or from mentorships or from the sessions that we had in Resource Global. So There's a lot to take away with Resource Global. Like, it's an extensive program where you can go back, you can like reflect back onto the sessions and you still learn things, you're slowly unpacking it. And that's been a great resource to have. So I remember there was a session where there was with a really like highly recognized CEO, and I was like, wow, this guy is literally so well experienced. He's basically one of the busiest guys in the world probably, and he just talks about how he really does prioritize his faith amongst everything. And I realized that's actually really difficult to do, but it's something that has been more in the forefront of my mind. So it's not really just waiting to find time or like scheduling time to pray. I mean, that is a part of it, but I realized that coming into the office, I started starting my day with prayer in the office and ending my day with prayer. My gospel action plan was based on education, being that Tanakita was something that was pretty new. Like at that time when I joined, it's only been a year. So I definitely, focused on the more educational side, building a more certified ceramic school, because that's something that's lacking here in the city or just like Indonesia in general. Like an actual proper place for people to learn, even without, having to have bachelors and things like that. Just allowing people who has the interest or passion to explore and dive deep into it. Since then, we have kind of expanded like our business to other areas, and we've even done consultation for a lot of studios in Indonesia in general. That's something that we've been really proud of, and in the moment we're still developing our certification program and working with other schools for that international like recognition. So it's a long process and I was quite surprised, but it's something that is very exciting. So just focusing on that vision is something that has helped me a lot.